what have we been watching on the TV? So, as you said, Stranger Things 4, yet to start it. I meant to start it way before this podcast. I've had 2 weeks, in fact, where I thought, I'll get that started, get watched, and just, time's gotten way ahead of me. I haven't managed to do it. And before we came on, we discussed it. None of us have seen it. So we'll skip over that one. We'll come back to it in a few weeks' time. But Kenobi. Is anybody watching Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah.
I don't know why I'm watching it.
Did we need it?
No. Well, again, it cements the problem that if you have a character that needs to be alive for a canonical sequence later on in the Star Wars timeline, there's no jeopardy. I mean, what they're going to do? Are they going to kill him and then say, "Oh, actually, it's his mate Brian down in the cantina pretending to be Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope"? It's it's possible. And to be honest, that would be a shark jump I could actually get behind.
Yeah. You're right. It takes a lot of the jeopardy out of it. It takes a lot of the risk and all the rest of it out of it. The other thing is, and for me, I've really noticed it with this series is the fact that you have to have certain characters, or they feel like that you have to have certain characters in this story. Was there any need to have the young version of a character? I'm not going to spoil, but was there any reason for that character to have been kidnapped and suddenly have a storyline surrounding that? It just seems very, very forced to me. Don't get me wrong. The money's on the screen. It looks great. It sounds great. The effects are ropey in places. You can see where the budget's been cut. But again, it feels like that universe. They've nailed that. But it just comes down to the writing and the fact of, do we actually need to see what's going on? What do you think, Jules? Have you been watching it?
I haven't, no. I've got into a new Netflix documentary series called Keep Sweet, which is horrific, basically. It's about the fundamentalist Latter-day Saints. And
it's Ray of Sunshine, eh?
It's polygamy and all sorts of shenanigans going on in Utah. But it's absolutely shocking. But it's the kind of stuff I like, that kind of thing. Not polygamy, of course. I don't like polygamy. But as my wives will tell you, I'm not quite into that. But
yeah, good stuff.
But it's well worth a watch.
Excellent. Ian?
Well, it wasn't quite on Kenobi levels in terms of timing, but I started watching Blacklist because I missed it first time around because I think it was a Sky exclusive in the UK when it first came out.
Yeah.
Just came up on Amazon Prime a little while ago. But unfortunately for me, it came out at the same time as Blacklist Redemption came out, which has 3 of the bad guys from Blacklist slapped on the front cover of it. So before I'd even started watching the first series, I instantly knew what was going to happen with 3 of the main characters. So I'd been spoiled throughout. So it's like, all right, it's like you know that Kenobi can't die. I know that those 3 characters can't die, and they're going to turn out to be good guys in the end. So it's kind of ruined it a little bit. But I got into that with the full intention of just seeing what it was like with Stranger Things, The Boys, Better Call Saul, all that on my to-do list. And then it's like there's 8 or 10 seasons of it to have to work through. So I'm currently working through that, but I'm enjoying it. It's good to watch, and I kind of wish I'd caught it the first time around so it wasn't massively ruined for me.
Okay. Just the other one to mention, Ed, is the new Top Gear. Have you been watching it?
I have. Again, it doesn't break any new ground, does it? I mean, no. It's a perfectly pleasant way of passing an hour, and Andrew Flintoff is one of the most insanely brave human beings.
No, he's just mental.
I mean, if you wanted to do a sweepstake of someone that will die on screen, he's got to be. I mean, you normally think, boxers, so on and so forth. No, he's got to be well up there.
Yeah. The guy has.
I would also just give a hat tip to. I've loved the previous series of it as well. I haven't been watching Stranger Things, but Netflix has delivered a new series of Love, Death and Robots, which is conveniently short. They're only a maximum of 20 minutes long. The whole premise of Love, Death and Robots is that some of them will not appeal to you, some of them will. I have thoroughly enjoyed some of them. There's an episode involving rats in this 3rd season, which is just dementedly brilliant. So yes, I would give that a nod. And could you do as I have, please? I mean, even if you don't end up buying it, I made contact over email with the man who did a lot of the music scores for many of these Love, Death and Robots, and I think some of them are absolutely sublime. Netflix owns them, so you need to convince Netflix to let it loose in the same way that the Stranger Things soundtrack was eventually released as a physical thing. So I would very much like to secure a copy of this, please.